it's early for that one, folks. They're going quick in the Steel City.
Listen to these WWF fans.
They're chanting for Sable.
You want Sable? Well, guess what? Sable's home barefoot in the kitchen where she belongs.
Oh, come on. Give me a break.
However, the lady I'm about to introduce is everything that Sable is not. Not only does she know her place, not only does she have a bod to die for, but she's black, she's beautiful, and she's mine. Ladies and gentlemen, the sensuous, the sultry Jacqueline!
Wow.
She's no Sable.
Mero's enjoying it, though.
He didn't waste any time, did he? He moves faster than Bill Clinton. Well, and I bet she's not even an intern, is Jacqueline.
Less than 24 hours after Sable's left the World Wrestling Federation, Marc Mero has someone else in his stable.
Can he hold he's holding the ropes for her. He's a real gentleman now, right?
Give Mero a gentleman. Give me a break.
And I can't believe this. Jacqueline.
She looking good, though. Nice, she's looking real good.
I'm glad you're happy with her.
As Mero now sets to start things off with Steve Blackman again. This is a qualifying match for the King of the Ring tournament. You saw the brackets early on. You see Triple H and X-Pac. They're matched up down the road.
Very interesting tournament, to say the least. And our first of 3 qualifying matches here tonight, in addition to the Undertaker-Kane live right here, one-on-one confrontation. And apparently Mr. McMahon thinks that Kane has already bypassed his older brother in terms of ability and productivity.
You gotta be kidding me.
That's my take on it.
The Lethal Weapon with a big kick up underneath the chin. Mero failing it, and there's Jacqueline making sure that a Marvelous Mark's okay. Look at this.
Jacqueline has joined Marc Mero. Sable has been forced to leave the WWF after Over the Edge, and Mero has just introduced Jacqueline as his new associate. This is a 1 of 3 qualifying matches. King of the Ring you're going to have tonight.
What a move by Steve Blackman. I still can't get over the fact, JR, that less than 24 hours after Sable leaves the WWF, Mero has somebody else in his corner.
Well, he's an idiot. I mean, you know, he's an idiot. Why would you run Sable off, for goodness sakes?
I mean, I don't know. Here's Mero now.
And I'll tell you something else I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about The Undertaker and Kane live here tonight.
I can't even imagine.
And you could see the look on Mr. McMahon's face. Mr. McMahon, I guarantee you, doesn't think The Undertaker can beat Kane. And the winner of the matchup will be the #1 contender, and most likely will move to the King of the Ring to meet the WWF champion.
Unreal. And look at Steve Blackman now backing Mero into the corner, hammering away the Lethal Weapon, Steve Blackman. Hey, does that mean Sable's available?
Well, she's not available to come here. So come on. Blackman, nice snap suplex. The bottom line here, if Mr. McMahon thinks The Undertaker ain't got no gas left in the tank, then he's wrong. I'm sorry to have to disagree with the owner.
Here's a cover now by Blackman. Marc Mero, though, with the foot on the rope, and Jacqueline helping out there a bit.
The Undertaker is still the one and only phenom in the history of this company. Look out. Upstairs. Jacqueline distracting referee Earl Hebner.
Setting him up now for the TKO. You gotta believe Blackman would have won. Jacqueline, oh my, there's the TKO by Marvelous Marc Mero.
Well, it actually was a fall-away slam, almost a Samoan drop there. He didn't execute the TKO. Maybe Mero's changing his finishing hold for good luck here. I don't know.
Here's Mero now on the top rope. Marvelous Marc. Oh my! We haven't seen that in years! Hooking the leg! Mero victorious!
Here's your winner, Marvelous Marc.
aren't they?
Your undivided attention.
Nobody outsmarts
As I
McMahon.
offer to you Chicago from the musical city, Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
He's WWF's king of country music. He's the world's greatest singer, the world's greatest entertainer, without a doubt the world's greatest wrestler. It's J-E-double-F, J-A-double-R-E-double-T. It's Double J, Jeff Jarrett. A.P. Gray.
Well, folks, Mr. McMahon was back in the locker room talking to Paul Bearer and Kane. We know that Kane will meet The Undertaker tonight, and I really believe that Mr. McMahon feels, King, that Kane has bypassed, has just blown away his brother as far as ability is concerned, and I think that's wrong. I don't agree with that.
Oh, who cares what you think? Mr. McMahon is a genius. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Chicago don't have any idea how to treat a Southern gentleman. And it's come to my knowledge, those folks up there in the North, in the WWF offices up there, also don't know. So tonight, I'm gonna give you a little lesson. How about a little justice tonight?
Huh?
Yes, sir. Southern style, ladies and gentlemen, Southern justice.
Got a new singing group?
Well, it looks to me like that Tennessee Lee has cleaned up the Godwins.
That is the Godwins.
I'd like to know the story behind this.
They're wearing suits.
I haven't seen the Godwins in months.
I'm gonna tell you, you gotta take that 10-gallon hat of yours off to Tennessee Lee. He's pretty smart himself. He's almost up there with Mr. McMahon.
Gotta wonder what Farouk is thinking right now, because this is going to be another King of the Ring qualifying matchup.
And his opponent, he weighs in at 273 pounds, Farouk.
Ah, boom.
Well, I tell you what, this has been a big week. Here we go. Double J and Farouk, two veterans. Remember, you lose, you're out of it. It's a qualifying match to see what 8 men will officially be in the King of the Ring tournament.
Now, Jeff Jarrett, I can tell you this, Double J being from Tennessee, like me, it takes a king. Woo! Takes a king to know a king. He'd make a good King of the Ring.
Farouk can and will, if given the opportunity, manhandle and overpower Double J. Double J's got to stick and move and use some quickness here, King, to survive this onslaught.
Uh-oh. Look out. Oh! Ow!
That was a knockdown and a half. Southern Justice.
I can't believe what he's done to those guys.
Maybe he's refined the Godwins. I don't know.
Refined them.
Well, they've been
The last time I was at their house, they'd made a jacuzzi out of a trolling motor in their bathtub. Now look at them.
Farouk, that big foot right in Double J's throat there.
Now, if Tennessee Lee can do for Southern Justice what he's done for Double J, you look out. Right, JR?
Well, you're right about that. Double J got the feet in the face of Farouk.
And I think we're looking at the next King of the Ring right there.
Certainly want to say hello to the fans in the northeastern part of the United States. We'll be in Hartford on Thursday night. Big event in Hartford, Connecticut at the Civic Center Thursday night. Then, of course, this Friday night, the granddaddy of them all, the one and only Madison Square Garden. Oh! The WWF Live, Hartford Thursday, MSG on Friday.
I'd like to say hello to all my fans down in Tennessee, the home of the Kings.
There's a cover, 1, 2.
Elvis from Memphis, I'm from Memphis. Double J from Tennessee, that's just a natural. I can see it now.
James Earl Ray, a lot of famous, distinguished Tennesseans.
He was a Yankee from the North.
There's a cover right there, leg is hooked. Boy, Farouk is a big, powerful, magnificent athlete. There's just no doubt about that. And Tennessee, he's sweating fried chicken right now, thinking about this beating that his boy Double J's taking.
You better stop stereotyping.
Another near fall. Again, folks, we are just moments away. There's a cover from The Undertaker and King, one-on-one. Who will be the #1 contender to Stone Cold's WWF title? We'll find out here tonight.
Did you see the smile on Mr. McMahon's face? Something big is going to happen here tonight.
Well, something happened just there to Farouk. Double J. Again, I don't know. Double J's he's got to prove to a lot of folks that he's got a mean streak. We don't see it often enough. Oh, no!
Oh, no!
Again, Double J got overpowered. And Southern Justice now getting a closer look. And wait a minute. Tennessee just gave Double J a leather belt.
What?
With a big old belt buckle on the end. It caught Farouk right in the face. Come on.
He's one step closer to being a king of the ring.
Southern Justice provided the distraction, the diversion.
Yes.
So now Double J has advanced into the field of eight. The king of the ring.
Yes.
King of the Ring qualifying match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Making his way to the ring from Silsbee, Texas.
This man has promise.
400 pounds, nation member and the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
World's strongest man.
World's strongest man will be on display, King, in your favorite city.
Cleveland, yes, for a live Raw, Monday, June 29th at the Gund Arena. I can't wait to see that. You think this guy, Vince, could hit a home run as far as Cleveland Indians' Jim Thome did last night in Toronto? Not in a ballpark.
His opponent from Amarillo, Texas, weighing in at 246 pounds, Terry Funk.
He's a living legend, no doubt about it, is Terry Funk. This is the third qualifying match in the King of the Ring tournament of the night.
And this man is the king of hardcore. Mick Foley used to think he was. No. Mick Foley is history in the World Wrestling Federation. This man is the king of hardcore.
Would you do me one favor, Mr. McMahon? Could I hear you? Could you say those words one more time? I only got to see it on a monitor back in the locker room. Would you just say it one more time? Let Ross hear you say, your services are no longer
required.
That was great.
Bell sounds we are ready to go here. Quite a contrast in styles and experience as Terry Funk and Mark Henry one-on-one. Again, the winner of this match will advance, as has Double J and Marvelous Mark Merrow in earlier competition tonight.
Yeah, but you know what? The winner of the Kane-Undertaker match goes on to face Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's going to be in Pittsburgh, I understand, at the Civic Arena. King of the Ring.
Of the ring. And you know, when you think about it, The Undertaker, and he probably can hear my voice.
Whoa, look at power.
That's power for you. You know, at one time, The Undertaker was absolutely awe-inspiring. I mean, The Undertaker not only beat opponents, let's face it, at one time he mangled them.
Right.
He mangled them. He beat them down to a pulp.
He struck fear into everybody's heart.
That's the kind of Undertaker I'd like to see. That's the kind of Undertaker I'd like to see come to the arena right here tonight and face Kane.
Oh, I think you'll get your wish. I really do. Oh, boy, what a hard clothesline there.
And Kane, who has just taken so much of the way of the powers from the dark side away from The Undertaker. Can The Undertaker get him back? How bad does he really want it, you know? Talks a good game. We'll find out just how badly The Undertaker wants to be the #1 contender.
Well, without a doubt, The Undertaker is not the same since Kane arrived on the scene. You know that's the truth, JR.
Well, I know that no one has ever challenged The Undertaker like Kane, but I do not believe that Kane has surpassed his own brother as far as ability is concerned. But there's one way to settle that debate in the ring, live tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And who brings it to you?
You do, Mr. McMahon.
And why do I bring it to you? Because of the WWF fans. That's why. They demand to see this kind of action. That's what they're going to see.
Mark Henry got an up-close and personal look at the security railing. Now, Terry.
Oh, my goodness.
Terry Funk. Oh! Thought he was going for the acai, but he got caught. Oh! Well, those kidneys just took a beating right there from the grizzled veteran from the Double Cross Ranch.
And by the way, Mr. McMahon, I saw that charity piece a little while ago, and I was very impressed. I didn't realize you did so much charitable work.
And
good grief, Mark Henry just catapulted by Terry Funk into the the steps there. And now the King of Hardcore's got him a chair.
Watch it.
He's got a steel chair, and he knows how to use it.
Stay away from those chairs, Mr. McMahon.
You can't trust a Texan.
Right.
Oh! Kaboom! You can hear that all the way to Albuquerque. Or maybe even Dallas.
That is not a pleasant sound. And as loud as it is out here in the arena, believe me, it's even louder inside your head.
Terry Funk now, they're on the outside. Referee Tim White kind of letting this one go, and now Funk goes back up to that second rope. Watch him here. He doesn't care.
He's a nut.
There's the
Oh my gosh! You idiot,
My
Funk!
God. Funk's leg may have been snapped on the railing. He got part of Mark Henry after that chair shot. Mark Henry now's on Dream Street. What a unbelievable. Let's take one more look at this.
Watch Funk's leg hit this metal railing. It's a moonsault.
And his hip, his thigh.
He's gonna wind up like that idiot Mad Dog Vachon.
Headbutts by Terry Funk. He's standing.
No!
He's middle-aged and crazy, no doubt about it. And Mark Henry at 400 pounds is like running into a redwood tree. And there's a big splash. And Funk got his shoulder up.
Did you say Terry Funk is middle-aged and crazy?
Yeah.
He's 53. How many 106-year-old men do you know?
On a competitive matchup, but quite
There's
frankly,
a
here we
slam.
go.
It could be. No, it's not over.
I'm enjoying the match. However, I want to make certain we've got plenty of time for Undertaker versus Kane.
What a leg drop by Mark Henry. The strongest man in the world just nailed Terry Funk, and Funk keeps kicking out. He won't quit. He will not quit on you.
Mr. McMahon, what does it feel like to have all of these ingrates suddenly trying to get the best of you?
Wait a minute. Wait, 1, 2 and a half.
I wouldn't be surprised they don't try to hire Kenneth Starr to come in here, do something to you. How did it feel a little earlier to get the
Power bomb.
bring Mick Foley on the carpet like you did? That must have been great.
And another big splash. How much more can he take?
That's it.
That's it. Yes. Mark Henry has beaten the legend Terry
Here's
Funk.
your winner of the world.
Mick Foley deserved to be fired. He failed.
Right.
Anyone who fails deserves to be fired.
Exactly. You agree with that, JR?
There may be some hell to pay after what we endured here last week. And of course, folks, if you were with us last week, you know the Undertaker showed up here. All he wanted was an opportunity to compete for the WWF title. Instead, he had to face his brother Kane in a #1 contenders match. Mick Foley, who was fired earlier tonight, well, he reappeared as Mankind. It caused the Undertaker to lose to Kane, so it's going to be Kane as the #1 contender, beating Stone Cold for the WWF title at the King of the Ring. Now, the Undertaker he's been a monster all week, to say the least. He's on his way here now.
Yeah, the Undertaker extremely upset all week long. And folks, as Kama, the Godfather for the Nation, gets set for action against Ken Shamrock, we're going to show you what happened last week on Raw.
It was a 6-man elimination tag match down to 2 men, Owen Hart and Triple H, and then out of nowhere came Ken Shamrock. Shamrock back from that shattered ankle. Compliments of Owen Hart in the Nation. And Shamrock assaulted Owen Hart. And to say that war is over, it's just starting.
Weighing in at 243 pounds, the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock.
One thing good about this matchup, it's going to be a level playing field. The Nation has been sent to back to the locker room area by the officials. You got to wonder, though, what kind of condition is Shamrock's ankle? We know that Shamrock is tournament tested, and he must win this matchup with Kama to advance into the first round of the King of the Ring.
The Godfather of the Nation, Kama, hammering away on the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock. Big right hand out of the midsection. This is a King of the Ring qualifying matchup. The winner will advance into the King of the Ring tournament. Shamrock into the corner. Kama, 300-pounder, follows it up. You made the good point, JR. How well will Shamrock's ankle be? Just 5 weeks ago, he had it snapped. He's back in action in time for this tournament, but he can't be 100%.
There's no way that Shamrock is 100%. It may lessen a little bit of his agility crossbody.
Hooks the leg, 2 and a kick out.
You got to remember, Shamrock's 235. Reverse elbow there. Kama is 320. So Kama with a huge size, strength, and power advantage over the world's most dangerous man.
Kama, of course, the supreme fighting machine, well-schooled in the martial arts, but will have his hands full now with Shamrock. Kama whips into the ropes. Here's Shamrock up top, but slammed down by Kama.
Shamrock looking for the Hurricane Rana. It was blocked into the power bomb. Interestingly enough, the winner of this matchup will take on Mark Henry, also representing the nation in the King of the Ring tournament. And there you see Kama going right to work on that injured ankle of Ken Shamrock. A very smart move by the Supreme Fighting Machine, the godfather of the nation.
Yeah, Kama working on that ankle now. 2 other qualifying matches set for tonight in the King of the Ring tournament. Owen Hart in action, as is Dan Severn.
Inside
rolls
cradle.
him over now. There's 2, and a kick out by Kama. Shamrock almost had him.
Hard knockdown by Kama, the bigger of the 2 men here. And you ask around the locker room, folks, that man right there has got a reputation as one of the meanest, nastiest individuals in the entire World Wrestling Federation. And what he would love to do is to make Shamrock say, I quit. To make Shamrock say, tap out, as he's focusing right now on the ankle. Shamrock now counters into it. He's trying to hyperextend the knee, and Kama into the ropes to prevent the submission.
Yeah, good move by Kama to get into the ropes that time. Shamrock with a nice counter, but you can see him now favoring that left ankle. And Kama once again going straight to the injured ankle of Ken Shamrock. Snapped, shattered in 2 places by Owen Hart just about a month ago.
Shamrock can barely stand on that ankle, and this is smart yet sadistic wrestling by the godfather of the nation, trying to again snap and damage that ankle of Ken Shamrock. Referee's got a 5 count there. Kama taking it to 4 before he breaks the hold.
Could Ken Shamrock return to the squared circle a bit too early, JR?
That's always the speculation anytime somebody's coming back from an injury. And again, Shamrock he's lost a step or 2 of his quickness because of his ankle injury. And that was his biggest gift going into this contest. Look at this. He's rolled up Kama. There's the ankle submission.
This
the
could be
ankle
it.
lock. Will Kama tap?
And he does! He does!
Shamrock wins it. There's D'Lo Brown. D'Lo Brown hammering now Shamrock. Shamrock made Kama tap out. D'Lo and Shamrock fist and fire. And there's Dan the Beast Severn.
Severn's in! Severn's in!
Severn will meet D'Lo later tonight in another King of the Ring qualifying matchup.
Mark Henry down as well from the nation. Dan Severn, did he come to the aid of Shamrock there?
I don't know if he came to the aid of Shamrock or came to get a piece of D'Lo Brown. Remember, the nation tried to dismantle Severn a couple of weeks ago, but I can tell you, from their wars in the octagon, there is no love lost between Dan the Beast Severn and Ken Shamrock.
Ken Shamrock still favoring that left ankle, folks, but the world's most dangerous man gets Kama to tap out in this King of the Ring qualifying matchup.
Well, Shamrock will meet Mark Henry in the first round of the King of the Ring now that he's qualified, but you got to believe that Shamrock doesn't like it one bit.
The following King of the Ring qualifying match is scheduled for 1 fall with a 20-minute time limit.
And certainly we are still awaiting the arrival, ladies and gentlemen, of The Undertaker. The Undertaker has not arrived here at the arena as of yet, but our sources have told us that he is on his way here.
And I can't believe he's going to be in a pleasant mood, especially after what happened to him last week in the war zone. Plus, folks, tonight, the very special ceremony. Mr. McMahon named the 1998 Humanitarian of the Year.
And Stone Cold Steve Austin is here. And Austin will participate in that black tie ceremony later tonight. And just as earlier tonight, the nation looks as if they're going to be sent back to the locker room. And I think that's a good preventive officiating. Allow it to be one-on-one.
Take your best
It is a qualifying match for the King of the Ring tournament. It'll be Owen Hart versus Scorpio, and that man there, Owen Hart, has already won the King of the Ring tournament 1 time in his career. Would love to make it a 2nd time as the nation heads back to the locker room. Already tonight, we've seen Ken Shamrock advance. He'll meet Mark Henry. And a bit later on, Dan Severn will take on D'Lo Brown. The winner of that match will meet the winner of this matchup.
No one has ever won the King of the Ring twice. Owen Hart would certainly go in the record book again in the WWF. He's literally done it all here in the World Wrestling Federation. Everything that is except the World Wrestling Federation Championship. And to say that's not in his future would be a misnomer.
And this really should be a great matchup between 2 accomplished technical wrestlers. Scorpio, who likes to fly, Owen Hart, who likes to work on the mat a lot, but extremely technical wrestlers here. Should be a great matchup.
Scorpio looking for his scintillating 450 splash. Owen Hart, no doubt, would like to put Scorpio away by grounding him and using the sharpshooter if possible. And certainly a lot of pressure on Owen Hart to win this matchup. And I don't think nearly as much pressure on Scorpio, who quite frankly has got nothing to lose here.
Owen now working on the left arm of Scorpio. Be interesting if Owen wins this matchup and then D'Lo Brown defeats Dan Severn a bit later on tonight. Two Nation members against each other in the King of the Ring tournament.
That's the exciting part of a tournament, the unpredictability of the pairings.
Owen knocked off the rope that time, Scorpio over top. And here's Owen with a spinning heel kick up underneath the chin. Quick cover now, hook of the leg. There's two, and Scorpio pops out.
Certainly we are excited about our trip down to Texas next week.
That's going to be fun.
San Antonio on Raw next Monday night is virtually sold out. And we're going to be in Austin next Tuesday night, the beautiful Frank Irwin Center, Austin, Texas. A giant Titantron's going to be there. And all the stars.
Wow!
Big crossbody over the top by Owen Hart.
Owen with a page out of Scorpio's playbook that time. Over the top rope and now hammering away.
Huge events coming up. Nothing like seeing the WWF live. Tickets on sale for the King of the Ring coming to the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. Tickets are going rapidly for that mega event. Then Raw's War live in Cleveland on Monday, June 29th. Tickets are going rapidly for that one. In addition to State College, Pennsylvania, Tuesday, June 30th. And the giant Titantron will be there in State College as well.
Scorpio off the top rope now. There's a flying tackle. He's got a cover now. We can have an upset two and a kick out by Owen Hart. Standing drop kick knocks Owen down. Scorpio now on the roll into the arm drag.
Scorpio, no doubt, one of the most underrated competitors to ever compete in the WWF. No doubt about that. And some folks would say it will be an upset if Scorpio wins this matchup as he rakes that shin bone right across the bicep of Owen Hart. I don't think it will be a major upset, but an upset, yes.
Scorpio now working on that left arm of Owen Hart.
I gotta believe that when the Undertaker gets here, folks, which could be at any moment, that all hell's gonna break loose.
Here's a cover, hook of the leg by Scorpio. Two again, and Owen Hart with a kick out.
And you gotta wonder who will be the Undertaker's, who will have the bullseye. Will it be Mr. McMahon? Will it be Kane? Will it be Paul Bearer? Will it be Stone Cold Steve Austin? You just don't know, and you're not gonna know until the Undertaker gets here.
You'll be sure he's gonna want to get his hands on Mankind as well. That big matchup set for King of the Ring. Hell in a Cell, Mankind and the Undertaker. Oh, nice takedown into a bridge. Owen Hart now with a cover two and a pop out by Scorpio.
Waist lock into a German suplex. Bridge included by Owen Hart. Nice move, and now Owen Hart has slowed down his quick adversary, and there's a neck breaker. So Owen Hart is not making any mistakes here. He's wrestling a flawless match to this point.
Owen from the second rope, now elbow into the sternum. Scorpio needs some air. Here's the cover, hook of the leg. Two again, and Scorpio got the shoulder up.
And again, if you're wondering like we are, folks, Mr. McMahon's going to be named Humanitarian of the Year. Yes, it's going to be an opulent black tie affair, but why has Stone Cold Steve Austin accepted the invitation?
Look out, Owen from the top rope now, and Scorpio got the foot up.
That's a veteran move, a very simplistic counter, but the presence of mind of a ring-wise veteran certainly came to the front there. The simple foot to the face bought Scorpio some time.
And Scorpio with the right hand now, hammering away on Owen Hart. Chop. What a big upset this would be for Scorpio. Ducks underneath the right hand. Oh, wow! Spinning heel kick. This could be it. Hooks the leg. Two, and he got the shoulder up. Owen got the shoulder up, but Scorpio wants to fly.
That was a roundhouse kick by Scorpio. Caught the instep. Not the heel that time on Owen Hart, but in any event, very, very effective. And now you see a power bomb with tremendous authority. And now it may be time for Scorpio to fly here.
This is going to be it. Scorpio flies from that top rope. It's going to be over. We're going to have an upset. Scorpio now. Moonsault. Missed. Owen moved out of the way.
Owen Hart, I think, was too far out in the center of the ring. I don't think it was ill-positioned there by Scorpio. Scorpio's hurt his knee, and what a vile chop block. Owen Hart trying to take Scorpio's knee from him.
Again, Owen Hart uses that sharpshooter. And he saw Scorpio hurt that left leg, and now immediately, being the veteran he is, going to work now on that leg of Scorpio.
Owen Hart dropping all his weight on the knee of that joint there. Scorpio is screaming. He's writhing in pain here. And Owen Hart, who's got look at the look on Owen's face.
This could be it. If he locks it in here, it's all over.
It's a sharpshooter.
It is. There it is, the sharpshooter. The sharpshooter.
The submission move. And And maybe, just maybe, Owen Hart sending a message right back to Ken Shamrock. And look at the face of Owen Hart. He is a changed man. He has a new family. That's why he joined the nation. Well, folks, will have the special tribute to Sable right after this next matchup.
You know what they say about dumb blondes? Hey, Sable, Hooters is hiring, I heard.
Qualifying match is scheduled for
She's gone.
You're real right, aren't you?
Making his way to the ring, weighing in at
Well, ladies and gentlemen, D'Lo Brown to take on Dan the Beast Severn. King of the Ring qualifying matchup. Earlier tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we saw the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock, make Thomas submit with the ankle lock. D'Lo Brown decided to get involved there, King, which brought the Beast to the ring.
Well, yeah, D'Lo Brown was doing a number on Shamrock, or attempted to, and then all of a sudden, here comes Dan Severn. And here comes Dan Severn now.
His opponent from Coldwater, Michigan, weighing in at 246
He's all business,
pounds,
ladies and gentlemen.
Dan the Beast Severn.
The winner of this matchup will meet Owen Hart in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. And Dan the Beast Severn, much like Ken Shamrock, through his competitions in the Ultimate Fighting game, is certainly tournament tested. Not a lot of frills, not a lot of sizzle. This guy delivers the steak, no doubt about it.
JR, I can't wait to see that triple threat tag team title match that's going to take place here. The LOD, Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, DOA, and the New Age Outlaws. And whoever wins is going to be the WWF Tag Team Champion.
Plus the big black tie celebration. Mr. McMahon receiving the Humanitarian of the Year award. Stone Cold has been invited. He has accepted. What's up with that on a night where The Undertaker is literally destroying everything in his path?
He's on a rampage.
This is going to be a volatile night before it's all said and done. And folks, by the way, our next big pay-per-view out in California is going to be in Fresno in July.
Did you see that?
Look on the face of Dan the Beast Severn and a double-A pickup on D'Lo Brown.
I think D'Lo might have made a big mistake there. Come on, Ref, he's choking him.
I was going to say the tickets go on sale this Saturday for the July In Your House event in Fresno, California at the Selland Arena. And I understand Al Snow and the Head's going to be out there in Selland Arena from 10 to noon this Saturday morning.
Al Snow and the Head, that's proof that two heads are not better than one.
D'Lo Brown certainly could really notch his gun here as far as his credibility is concerned against someone with the reputation of Dan the Beast Severn, an honored amateur wrestler in high school and college, a world-renowned shoot fighter, as they say.
Yeah, and speaking of reputations, he's got a reputation as big as Ken Shamrock's in the world of Ultimate Fighting. What's up with Dan Severn? Was he coming out here to help or save Ken Shamrock?
You know, I don't think so, King. I think there's still a very keen rivalry that exists between Shamrock and Severn. There's a spinning heel kick there by D'Lo Brown.
You know who I am, Buck? I'm D'Lo Brown up in this motherhead.
Now let me ask you too something about this Sable tribute. Is it going to bring tears to my eyes? Or am I going to need Kleenex? Tell me now. I'll go get it now.
You know, King, I haven't seen it. I'm sure that though, like a lot of fans. D'Lo's locked up. Belly-to-belly suplex there. Knocked down by Dan Severn. He looks almost out of place, even delivering a clothesline. He is a wrestler. He is a mat wrestler. And when he steps out of his environment, you can see that sometimes there's some hesitation. He's got to go straight at D'Lo Brown, just like he's doing here. But get him out in the middle of the ring and try to hook up a submission move.
He looked like he snapped there for a minute.
D'Lo avoids a clothesline, waist lock by D'Lo Brown. But this is out of D'Lo's element here. This is right down Severn's alley. Ooh. Nice switch, standing switch into the suplex. And D'Lo dropped right on his head there. And now Severn gonna try to hyperextend that elbow or what?
He's going for some sort of submission hold.
It's almost like a bow and arrow.
Don't give up, D'Lo, don't give up.
D'Lo Brown's got nowhere to go here. Severn's got it locked in. D'Lo says yes.
Is that how you say yes?
Dan the Beast.
Wait just a second. There's Owen Hart.
Yes!
Owen Hart.
Oh, man!
Spinning heel kick right in the face of Dan the Beast Severn. It'll be Severn and Owen Hart, and here comes Shamrock limping. Ken Shamrock limping to the ring. He wants a piece of Owen Hart.
He's not gonna get it.
Shamrock is chasing Owen Hart.
Right through the building.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen, in San Antonio, Texas, and there you see it, hanging ominously above the ring, the Hell in the Cell. And yes, for the first time ever, a Hell in the Cell tag team war tonight. And man, that could be the most memorable contest ever.
King of the Ring qualifying
this
match is
broadcast.
scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time
The teams for the Hell in the Cell matchup, Mankind and Kane. Austin and The Undertaker on the other side. As you see the Mastodon Vader now heading to the ring for another qualifying match to get into the King of the Ring tournament.
Well, certainly a high-stakes matchup indeed for Vader. Vader's got an opportunity here to move into the King of the Ring matchups, and certainly a great challenge for him. Again, everybody, I'm Jim Ross alongside Michael Cole. And again, this is a very important qualifying matchup, one of two that will feature tonight. Vader and The Rock, one-on-one, and a little bit later tonight, the Battle of DX, Triple H versus X-Pac. Winners advance into the Field of 8, and the King of the Ring then will get started officially next week with the first round.
We're 2 weeks away from the King of the Ring, live from Pittsburgh,
Smell what the Rock is
Pennsylvania.
cooking.
And his opponent being accompanied to the ring by the Nation from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 275 pounds, the World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Champion.
Mr. Slaughter is out here, and we have seen this the past few weeks. The WWF has intervened with the Nation in competition, allowing at least the opportunity for a level playing field. In other words, it'll be The Rock and Vader one-on-one, with no Nation apparently going to be allowed at ringside.
Yeah, this is such an important matchup. It's a qualifying match to get into the King of the Ring tournament. So it'll be The Rock versus Vader one-on-one. Miro and Double J will meet next week. They're already in the tournament. Dan Severn and Owen Hart from the Nation in the tournament as well, as is Ken Shamrock and Mark Henry. 2 more slots still to be filled. It'll either be Vader or The Rock. Also X-Pac and Triple H, which should be an interesting matchup a bit later on.
Well, to be King of the Ring, you got to qualify, obviously. So this is the first step for Vader and for The Rock. Vader has been working diligently on his conditioning. Is he got enough gas in the tank to derail the thoroughbred?
Talked to Vader backstage a little bit. He says he was thoroughly embarrassed with his performance against Kane and Over the Edge. Says he's working to get into shape. Hopes to take the first step tonight against The Rock. Lock up now in the middle of the ring. The Mastodon Vader, 456 pounds, against the Blue Chipper, The Rock, the co-leader of the Nation. Backs Vader now into the corner. Referee Earl Hebner calls for the break, and there's the slap by The Rock, and now another big right hand.
Well, The Rock is going to infuriate and motivate Vader. You're not going to beat him with an open hand slap or a right hand.
Oh!
And that headbutt right across the bridge of the nose will certainly get your attention.
And now Vader hammers away on The Rock in the corner. Mastodon with those short rights and lefts. Irish whip into the corner on the other side. Vader follows it up. Wow!
The Rock is in tremendous condition, as you can see. And again, we alluded to the fact that it was 108 degrees here just in the middle of the afternoon today. It's still very, very warm. And the heat, enduring the heat the last few days, may have an adverse effect on Vader.
Vader now, scoop of rock, slams him down. Vader, of course, missed 3 months with that eye injury. Admitted he wasn't in the gym for most of that time.
Thanks to Kane.
Trying to battle his way back, and what a slam! Wow, a splash on The Rock. First cover of the matchup. There's 2. Oh, The Rock just gets the shoulder up.
Well, I'll tell you what, you don't see too many athletes kick out of Vader's big splash, I can tell you. Over 400 pounds coming right down on the chest cavity of The Rock.
Vader hammering away now on The Rock. JR, what do you make of this whole conspiracy deal with Mr. McMahon, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and everyone else involved?
Well, of course, there's a DDT.
Wow.
Certainly Mr. McMahon trying to point the finger at The Undertaker.
Here's the cover now by The Rock, too, and a kick out with authority by Vader.
I don't know if anybody that's believing that.
Part of that could be settled tonight in the Hell in the Cell tag team matchup. The Rock hammering away. Can you believe it's going to be Mankind and Kane versus Austin and The Undertaker? First time Hell in a Cell on Raw.
First time Hell in a Cell, first time ever. There you see the Hell in a Cell hanging above the ring that we've ever had a tag team match in the Hell in a Cell. There's only been one other Hell in a Cell matchup in the history of the WWF. It was last October, a bloodbath involving the local Shawn Michaels and The
There's a
Undertaker.
cover by Vader. Kick out by The Rock.
So if that match is any indication of what we could see tonight, you just double your pleasure there because it's a tag team match. And look at the strength of The Rock.
What a slam by The Rock, folks. This is a King of the Ring qualifying matchup to get into the tournament. 6 men in, 2 still to come. Triple H and X-Pac a bit later on. Here's The Rock now off the ropes. Here it comes, the People's Elbow into the sternum. Wow. The Rock now with a cover on the Mastodon. There's 2. Once again, Vader gets the shoulder
Not
up.
enough body there, not enough body by The Rock on Vader to keep the shoulders down. And again, can you imagine the magnitude, folks? You know, Ernie Ladd used to say, get on the phone and call somebody. You've got Steve Austin. You've got The Undertaker. What kind of partners are they going to be? How are they going to coexist in this Hell in a Cell? And another big splash.
Hook of the leg by Vader. There's 2, and The Rock gets the shoulder up. Tell you what, JR, only one of those men have experience in this type of a match. That The Undertaker from Bad Blood last October. The Rock with a big clothesline, and there's Vader out of the ring.
Mankind, wait a minute. Look, there's Mark Henry.
From behind, Mark Henry!
Mark Henry attacking Vader on the outside.
Keep in mind, the Nation was set back earlier, and Henry with a big splash on Vader, and now Mark Henry sneaking back to the locker room area.
How could you miss a 400-pounder? Strategic positioning by The Rock. Referee Earl Hebner didn't see a thing. Vader got splashed by the world's strongest man right out here on the floor.
Vader may be hurt. The Rock's going to take advantage now. The referee did not see Mark Henry sneak down and take advantage of Vader.
Vader's going to be very, very fortunate if he's able to recuperate from this attack by another 400-pounder, the world's strongest man.
Look out now. Here comes The Rock bottom. He's setting him up. He connected. This should be it.
That shook the building here in San Antonio. And
It's over.
The Rock has advanced into the field of 8.
Here is your winner,
Thanks to Mark Henry. The Rock with a rock bottom on a weakened Vader. Advances into the field of the 8. Field of 8, the King of the Ring tournament.
Think you can tell us what to do? Yeah. Think you can tell us what to win? Yeah. Think you better? Yeah. Well, you better get ready to bow to the master.
The returning X-Pac.
The following King of the Ring qualifying match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Making his way to ring from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 222 pounds, DX member X-Pac.
Boy, I'll tell you what, this kid is a magnificent athlete. He's been on the injury list for not quite a year. And what a way to return. Jerry the King Lawler has joined us here, folks. We'll get the King's comments on that, but tonight, I'd like to remind everyone that Raw is War is presented by the U.S. Army. Look for the Army hyperlink on the WWF AOL site to find out where you can be all you can be.
And by WWF The Music, Volume 2. Experience your favorite WWF original jams. It's on sale now at National Record Mart and other fine retailers. And hey, why is my music on that CD? JR, come on.
And by the new Super Soaker CBS 1000. The pressure is on.
Break it down.
Could we see the disintegration king of D-Generation X here tonight?
Well, you said one thing right. The pressure is on. The pressure is on that man right there, Triple H. And just as much pressure is on X-Pac. I mean, what's got to be going through his mind? He's laid off. He's been injured. And now this is his first match back. And who does he have to face? Triple H.
The leader of DX, Triple H, against the newest member of DX, X-Pac. And yes, these guys are great friends, no doubt about that. But it is competition. And certainly it'll be a tremendous accolade for X-Pac to be the king of the ring.
Let me tell you something. It takes a king to know a king, and I know that everybody in the World Wrestling Federation would love. They would cherish the moment that they could be the king of the ring. Look at this.
A show of unity before the match starts. And
Look at this.
well, there's a cradle right there.
Oh.
And X-Pac not wasting any time to get Triple H's attention. Obviously, Triple H has a big size advantage, but that'll be certainly negated by the quickness and the resiliency, the martial arts ability as well of X-Pac. X-Pac up and over. Helmsley cannot connect.
Oh, man.
The kid off. The roundhouse was blocked.
Look at this. X-Pac has come out of the chute, ready to be the king.
A lot of things he wants to prove here in the WWF. And becoming the king of the ring would certainly send a message to all his dissenters in his career over the last few years.
Well, and there's just sort of something about, and I'm not saying that Triple H is any kind of teacher to X-Pac, but let's face it, he is the current leader of D-Generation X. And it would just say something for the kid. He would just like to send that message to Triple H that, hey, I'm just as good as you are.
X-Pac rolling outside here to distance himself a little bit from Triple H. Folks, don't forget, we're staying in Texas tomorrow night. We'll be in Austin. Here comes China. We'll be in Austin tomorrow night. Corpus Christi Wednesday, Tyler on Thursday, and the Compaq Center in Houston is going to be electrifying on Friday night. Friday night in Houston, it doesn't get any better than that.
Watch out, what's happening here?
And look at China tossing X-Pac back in the ring.
Look out, mowed. He got mowed down.
She's going to make sure there is competition here apparently, or is she basically standing by Triple H?
Why did China come out? I think she obviously sided with Helmsley.
Inverted atomic drop. Helmsley hooks the front face lock and takes X-Pac up and over with a vertical suplex.
You know, this could cause quite the rift in D-Generation X.
Well, that's what I alluded to earlier. If you're paying any attention to me for once.
Well,
will D-Generation X disintegrate? There's a cover after the knee drop, right to the prefrontal lobe, as Gorilla Monsoon would say.
That might be why I find it difficult to pay attention to you, JR. Sometimes you're a little over my head.
I'll not make any more prefrontal lobe references tonight.
Speaking of heads, poor X-Pac just got rammed right into that turnbuckle. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That could put you right back on the injured reserve list.
Tremendous Irish whip and obviously a tremendous whiplash on the neck. And Triple H is checking just how healthy X-Pac is. X-Pac was only released from doctor's care about a week ago.
I want to tell you something. The entire ring moved when he was sent into that turn. Oh, man!
What a shot to the face.
Right in the chops.
Spinning kick. And now Helmsley finds himself on the outside.
Look at the marks on X-Pac's back already.
China going to help Helmsley up. No, she's going to help him back in the ring.
What the?
I think China wants to see these two guys settle this thing like men.
I think it just got settled.
You may be right. There's a cover. It's going to be, no, it's a near fall. Still some ring rust, as they say, in the business on X-Pac.
You see some? I don't see any.
And tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Triple H. And now Helmsley hooking the near leg, but couldn't execute the cover, the pinning combination as he would have desired. X-Pac reversing the Irish whip again. Helmsley,
oh man,
with his patented counter driving X-Pac's face
look out
into Helmsley's knee. Clothesline over.
Now what's China going to do?
I'll tell you what, I'm not so sure that X-Pac didn't twist that knee coming out of here.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hey.
What The Rock wants you to do is check out the People's Champ. That's right, yeah. Up here, Bozo.
I hear him, but
exactly.
I don't know where.
I'll tell you what.
Up there.
When you beat The Rock.
Oh, okay.
When you beat The Rock 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, he laid on his back strictly for pleasure. And I'll tell you what else, it was all part of a master plan. But when The Rock gets a hold of your candy ass. He's gonna lay the smackdown on you. And I'll tell you what, if you really want to smell what The Rock is cooking, turn around and take a whiff.
Well, X-Pac has hurt his knee here, folks.
Yeah, good job there, Einstein.
Owen Hart just attacked him?
What?
We didn't see that. Owen Hart came in here and attacked and left. That's what we're being told here.
I never even saw it. I was looking up at The Rock.
X-Pac telling Triple H to get in the ring and not be counted out. Referee Mike Chioda was using that 10 count.
The winner of this match is the result of a countout, Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Break it down.
So Helmsley has advanced. And here comes the Outlaws, all of DX now congregating here at ringside.
And I understand at least one of our cameramen caught what happened.
Quarterfinal King of the Ring contest is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Making his way to the ring from Sacramento, California, weighing in at 243 pounds, the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock.
Well, as Ken Shamrock gets to knuckle up, we must remind ourselves that The Undertaker is on his way here to the Frank Irwin Center here in Austin, Texas. The Undertaker on his way here to the arena as we speak.
And his opponent being accompanied to the ring by the Nation from Silsbee, Texas, weighing in at 400 pounds, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
Mark Henry heads to the ring for this quarterfinals matchup. First round King of the Ring tournament will be Ken Shamrock versus Mark Henry. The rest of the nation flanking the world's strongest man, heading down to the ring.
The world's strongest man versus the world's most dangerous man. Something's got to give here. Remember, it's a single elimination tournament. The winner of this matchup will advance into the semifinal round this Sunday in Pittsburgh at the King of the Ring. And
it's going to be one-on-one.
Commissioner Slaughter and a host of referees are here. And it looks like that the Nation is going to be dispatched back to the locker room. Folks, this matchup, Shamrock, Mark Henry is next.
We're back on Raw, the capital city of the Lone Star State, Austin, Texas. This is the Frank Irwin Center. We have been sold out here for weeks, set for first round action, King of the Ring tournament. Mark Henry versus the world's most dangerous man, and Henry misses the right hand. Shamrock, big knockdown by Mark Henry.
And don't forget, still to come, Kane takes on the Road Dogg. Mankind to meet badass Billy Gunn. You still got 3 tournament matchups, including The Rock and Triple H. And I cannot believe I'm sitting here in shock. Kane says if he doesn't win the title this Saturday on pay-per-view at the King of the Ring this Sunday, he's going to set himself on fire and breathe his last breath. He also challenged Stone Cold.
Wow.
He also challenged Stone Cold to a first blood match, and Austin is here. Or Mark Henry's doing some damage right here.
Here's a cover now, hook the leg.
Well, Mark Henry made a mistake right there. That is a rookie mistake. Mark Henry had 2 high-impact moves, should have gone for the cover. A rookie mistake by the world's strongest man.
Shamrock whipped into the corner now. Here's Henry, and what a splash in the corner. Tell you what, the 400-pounder in control now at Ken Shamrock. We're going to try to find out a bit later on if Stone Cold will accept that challenge from Kane.
How much confidence does Stone Cold have? Will he accept Kane's first blood challenge? And don't forget, another more than interested individual, I'm trying to say, bystander. Hell, I'm a little shocked here with what Kane has said.
We all
The
are.
Undertaker is on his way to the arena. And you can bet business is going to pick up when that happens. And Mark Henry is going with what brought him to the dance here. Power, strength. He's the world's strongest man. It's an elementary move, but how effective do you think a bear hug is when he got the strength of Mark Henry at 400 pounds?
You see Mark Henry now, Shamrock in the bear hug. He's working on the small of the back there, trying to pump the wind, the breath out of Ken Shamrock.
Mark Henry upset the legendary Terry Funk to get here. Shamrock defeated the Godfather by submission in the qualifying round.
And Henry just tossing Shamrock down to the middle of the ring. The winner of this matchup will advance, will make it to Pittsburgh into the Final Four. Splash across the small of the back that time, knocking the wind out of Shamrock.
The winner of this match will take on the winner of the Double J Marvelous Mark Merrow match that will happen a little bit later here tonight.
Here's the bear hug again, applied by Mark Henry on Ken Shamrock.
I'll tell you what, folks, I don't know if many of you have ever seen a first blood match, but if Austin does accept the challenge, remember, the competitor who draws first blood on his opponent wins the match. You can forget about a Stone Cold Stunner. You can forget about a disqualification or a countout. And remember, Kane wears a leather mask.
Right.
How does Austin dent a leather mask? How does Austin bust up Kane with that leather mask on? That's what I want to know.
Here's Shamrock off the ropes now. Tries for the sunset flip, and Henry, oh my!
That's 400 pounds right into the abdomen and all the air running right out of Shamrock, no doubt about it. And again, Mark Henry, who had a run-in last week with Vader, is right back at his bear hug. He's keeping it very simple, very elementary, and a very smart strategy.
You said it before, JR. This is what brought him to the dance. Strength and power. Mark Henry still with a bear hug on the small of the back of Shamrock, and the world's most dangerous man trying to hammer away with the right hand.
Shamrock has certainly an edge in quickness, and Mark Henry dictating the pace here, slowing Shamrock down. Look at Shamrock fire up. Shamrock somehow has got to get this big monster off his feet.
Shamrock off the ropes now. Again, flies through the air, trying to knock the big tree down. Henry wobbling a bit. Here's Shamrock. Hurricane Rana.
Shamrock used that leverage and power to get Mark Henry at 400.
Look out, JR.
It's Vader. Oh, Vader, oh, what a collision.
The Mastodon. The Mastodon.
You got to believe that right there, Vader just knocked the wind right out of Mark Henry. Vader over 400 pounds himself, getting a small dose of retribution on his adversary, Mark Henry.
And Henry, seeing stars at this point, climbs back into the ring. Shamrock can capitalize here.
And,
here we go. Belly to belly.
Belly to belly suplex.
Hooks the leg. This should be it. It's over. Shamrock advances. Shamrock's heading to Pittsburgh.
Here is your winner, Ken Shamrock.
That most demonic structure, the Hell in the Cell, hanging over the ring here. We still do not know why and who is it meant for.
Following a King of the Ring quarterfinal match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Making his way to the ring, being accompanied by Jacqueline from Buffalo, New York. Weighing in at 245 pounds, Marvelous Mark Merrow.
Marvelous Mark Merrow and Jacqueline making their way down to the ring. This is another quarterfinal matchup in the King of the Ring. Mark Merrow against Double J. The winner here will advance to take on Ken Shamrock at the Final Four in Pittsburgh.
Well, you see these two back in the locker room area, it's almost embarrassing. They
all over each other.
They literally can't keep their hands off each other, and certainly Mark Merrow and Jacqueline very displeased that Sable has come back to the WWF.
Merrow set for action, folks. This evening Raw is being brought to you by Castrol GTX. Castrol GTX, drive hard.
And by WWF The Music Volume 2. Experience your favorite WWF original jams, now available in stores.
Right,
and by the Super Soaker CPS 1000. The pressure is on.
Your help here this evening as we show the world how to roll out the red carpet for the greatest star of all. That's right, folks. He's the world's greatest singer, the world's greatest entertainer, without a doubt the world's greatest wrestler. Why, it's Double J, Jeff Jarrett. Oh, ain't he great?
Winner of this match will meet Ken Shamrock this Sunday on pay-per-view at the King of the Ring. And still to come, two more King of the Ring tournament matchups. Dan Severn, the Beast, takes on Owen Hart. And what a matchup. The Rock meets Triple H right here tonight. In addition, Kane meets the Road Dogg here tonight. And Mankind will take on Badass Billy Gunn. Folks, don't forget the King of the Ring is sold out, but a limited number of tickets will be made available on Sunday for our fans in Pittsburgh. And I'd like to remind everybody that this Saturday, tickets go on sale this Saturday in Kansas City for the August 9th Spectacular in Kemper Arena. Tickets go on sale this Saturday in Moline, Illinois for the big event coming to the Mark on Thursday, August 13th. And tickets go on sale this Saturday in Columbia, Missouri at the Hearn Center for a huge live extravaganza coming to the Show Me State on Sunday, August the 16th. Not to mention a limited number of tickets available for 1 week from tonight in Cleveland. And we look forward to taking the Titantron and over 40 WWF superstars in 8 days to State College, Pennsylvania.
And listen to this crowd. WWF fans chanting for Sable. You touched on it earlier on, JR. Marc Mero and Jacqueline not too pleased to see Sable back in the WWF, but I understand that this whole situation involving Sable, some sort of a gag order has been handed down.
Yeah, we don't know much about that, nor will we say much about it other than we understand that, oh, look out here.
Look out. Two and a kick out by Double J.
Sable has been employed in an unknown capacity with Titan Sports, which is the parent company of the World Wrestling Federation.
Maybe she's going to share an office next to you.
Well, maybe so. That wouldn't be too bad, but that's all we know.
Nice move by Marvelous Marc Mero, and once again, talking with his, I guess, new girlfriend outside the ring, Jacqueline. Folks, of course, pay-per-view this Sunday. It's King of the Ring. The winner of this matchup will be in Pittsburgh, but I still can't get over that the WWF Championship. First blood, nice move by Mero that time, hook of the leg, two, and Double J just kicks out.
Springboard Mero assault by Marvelous Marc Mero. Nice move on Double J. Can you believe a human being would say that if he doesn't win the WWF title this Sunday at the King of the Ring, he's going to set himself on fire and breathe his last breath?
Shows confidence by Kane.
Oh, Mero's his right knee may have been just ripped right there in a very awkward position. Let's take another look with our Super Soaker double feature. Look at the leg. Well, first of all, let's see the Mero assault, the springboard, and then watch Mero's leg here. Just snap off that top rope. He could have some more knee damage.
JR even talking all night long about Hell in a Cell hovering above the ring here at the Frank Irwin Center. But The Undertaker and Mankind will be locked in that cell this Sunday on pay-per-view.
I'll tell you what, that match will not be for the weak at heart. Look at inside cradle.
Once again, two by Mero and a kick out by Double J.
I'll never forget last October, over 20,000 fans on hand in St. Louis at the Kiel Center when The Undertaker fought Shawn Michaels. And I really believe that that is a career-shortening situation. I think Shawn Michaels would agree with us. Michaels edged by thanks to Kane that night, if you all recall, but what a gruesome match it was.
And speaking of The Undertaker, folks, we understand he's on his way to the arena tonight in Austin. Another inside cradle. There's two again, and once again, Double J kicks out and follows up with the right hand. Three near falls for Marvelous Marc Mero.
Certainly a very competitive, evenly fought contest. And again, there's just nothing like seeing the WWF live, and we invite you to join us on the JVC Kaboom Box Tour. There is nothing like it, folks, I can tell you that.
Oh, Double J right across the back of the neck.
You know, this match may boil down to whomever's representative can assert themselves the most. Will it be Tennessee Lee? Or that lady Jacqueline. And I use that term loosely.
Tennessee Lee now, hightailing around the ring.
I think the Southern gentleman has taken exception to the young lady's involvement here, and she's ready to fight.
And Jacqueline wants some of Tennessee Lee, and Mero with the low blow.
Mero with that low blow, and referee Jack Doan was detained. Here comes the TKO. Yes.
Oh, the TKO. Mero connected. This should be it.
Well, Mero has just taken care of business here, and now Tennessee Lee sees it, and Tennessee Lee he was restraining the referee there.
Oh, look out, JR, look who's here.
Well, we just got a little business picking up here.
Listen to this crowd. Listen to the fans' reaction for Sable.
Well, you look at that.
And she looking good tonight. And look at Double J.
And Mero is right off his game plan. And Double J with a DDT.
Hooks the leg. Double J advances. He's going to Pittsburgh to meet Shamrock. Give the assist to Sable.
Sable strikes again. And Double J cashes in. It'll be Double J and Ken Shamrock in the semifinals at the King of the Ring, and Miss Jacqueline can't believe it.
The following King of the Ring quarterfinal match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Making his way to the ring from Coldwater, Michigan, weighing in at 252 pounds, Dan the Beast Severn.
Ladies and gentlemen, as Dan the Beast Severn prepares to meet Owen Hart in the King of the Ring, we've just been notified during the commercial break that Stone Cold will be out here in a few moments.
Yeah.
And let us know about Kane's challenge, yay or nay. By the way, the King of the Ring is this Sunday exclusively on pay-per-view. It's proudly presented by Super Soaker. Super Soaker, the pressure is on.
Well, the pressure is on Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's got to face the world now and make his decision. And you know what, JR? If I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
I think I gotta assess this situation. I might decline that offer of Kane.
Canada, weighing in at 237 pounds.
Well, there is no upside
Nation
for Austin.
Owen Hart.
to be a nice guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we have a moment, let us remind all of our fans in Boston that the WWF event originally scheduled for this Saturday night will be now held on Friday, July the 10th in Boston at the Fleet Center. Not this Saturday night, it will be Friday, July the 10th. And in Oklahoma, WWF will be in Oklahoma City now on Sunday, September the 20th. It's been rescheduled for Sunday, September the 20th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the Marriott in Oklahoma City. And the Tulsa event has been rescheduled for Sunday, September the 20th as well at 7:30 p.m. in the Convention Center in Tulsa.
Well, I saw a sign out there that said, "Unleash the Beast." He's going to have to be unleashed if he wants a win over Owen Hart, and I know he wants one because everybody wants to be the King of the Ring.
Owen Hart has a history of hurting a lot of people here in the WWF. We saw what he did last week to X-Pac, and certainly led to X-Pac's demise in the Battle of DX in the King of the Ring qualifying round. We got a nice double leg takedown there by Owen Hart. We've seen what Owen Hart has done to such stars as Shawn Michaels and many others, including Ken Shamrock. And a very aggressive takedown by Dan the Beast Severn. And quite frankly, just a few weeks ago, Owen Hart and company tried to do the same thing to Severn's ankle that they did to Shamrock.
Oh yeah, he locked him into that chair, that ankle of Severn's, and he was going to put him out of commission for a while.
Belly to back suplex by Dan the Beast Severn, a Greco-Roman specialist. We've talked about his success in the Ultimate Fighting game in the Octagon. And there's an enziguri. But Severn is also a great amateur wrestling background, but nothing amateurish about Owen Hart's assault here. The stakes are high. Fisherman suplex there by Owen Hart, but Severn not quite in a position to stay down there.
Well, he hasn't weakened him enough, but this may do it. Ooh, right into the rib cage there with that knee.
Interestingly enough, the winner of this match will meet the winner of the match to be held later tonight between Triple H and The Rock as the DX Nation rivalry rages on. And if Owen Hart is fortunate enough to win this matchup, he could meet The Rock in the semifinals of the King of the Ring this Sunday on pay-per-view.
Yeah, but let me talk just a little bit more about Stone Cold Steve Austin as we see Owen. Whoa, look out there, Owen.
And Severn sending Owen Hart for the ride.
You know what? I'm just saying that Austin is going to have to accept the challenge the more I think about it. If he doesn't, he's just chicken. You know what?
Well, he's not, and we know that.
So in other words, you say he'll come out here and accept the challenge?
You damn right. He's not going to walk away from any challenge. And a tremendous swinging neck breaker by Owen Hart.
Here comes Owen. What's he doing? Okay, what are you doing there? He don't need that chair.
Hey, ref, I think that's illegal.
I think that's your chair. Oh, look out, Owen.
And now Severn's got the chair. And referee Tim White's got his hands full here with the Beast.
He's going to have to disqualify the Beast. And
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look out.
Look out, Owen.
From behind. Oh, my God. What a shot. X-Pac with a chair shot that you could hear all the way to Dallas.
He knocked Owen's lights out.
And just like the Beast put D'Lo Brown in that submission move, Owen Hart just got racked in the back of the head and then caught it muscles ripped with that hold.
Unbelievable. I think Owen's head is busted. Look, here comes the Nation. They're not going to put up with this stuff.
Oh, Owen Hart has been lacerated. The Nation is here. So Dan Severn has advanced.
Look at The Rock. He is hot.
Who will Severn face? Will it be The Rock or will it be Triple H? We're about to find out. Could happen. We are expecting the arrival of Stone Cold momentarily. The Rock's getting ready to take on Triple H.
And the rest of your DX jabronis got any testicular fortitude, you'll come out here, smell what The Rock is cooking, get it on with the Nation right here in Austin, Texas.
Another challenge.
Break it down.
And the challenge is answered. You don't have to ask DX twice to come join a fight.
Here we go. All of DX is coming out.
We have one slot remaining in the King of the Ring
Look at
tournament.
this, look. And Lesnar Slaughter trying to hold back Triple H. Got him up the air.
A lot of bad blood between the Nation and DX, especially between X-Pac and Owen Hart and that man and Triple H.
Oh, here he comes. There he comes again. X-Pac wants some more of Owen Hart.
This is a volatile situation, to say the least.
But we know we're going to see The Rock take on Triple H no matter what. Come on, let's get it on.
Nobody knows what else is going to happen. Also got Badass and Mankind, and Stone Cold is still to come. And to the hottest young stars in the business, they're going to get it on in a high-stakes matchup, and that's next. We are back on the War Zone. The Rock awaits the arrival of Triple H, and he doesn't have to wait much longer.
Oh, he's ready to get it on, though. I can guarantee you. I can tell by the look in the eyes of The Rock. He wants Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
The Rock advanced in the King of the Ring with a controversial win over Vader, thanks to Mark Henry. Triple H advanced last week in a count-out victory over X-Pac after X-Pac was assaulted by Owen Hart.
China, from Greenwich, Connecticut, weighing in at 244 pounds, the World Wrestling Federation European Champion, Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Winner of this match will meet Dan the Beast Severn, the King of the Ring, in the semifinals this Sunday on pay-per-view from the Igloo in Pittsburgh. The Rock here attempting to avenge a loss on Raw to Helmsley a few weeks ago.
Watch it, Triple H.
And The Rock from behind. And the Intercontinental Champion not wasting any time to gain the early advantage here over the reigning King of the Ring champion.
I can tell you this, JR. I can tell you from experience, it's good to be the king. Everybody should experience what it's like to be the king of the ring for at least a year. And I can guarantee you, Triple H has already experienced it. He would love to defend that title. He would like to be... Has anybody ever been the king of the ring twice?
Never in the history of the WWF. That's what awaits Triple H if he can advance through The Rock here, and that's not going to be easy. Been a lot of problems up and down the line the last several weeks with DX and the Nation. There's the cover after the elbow in a near fall situation.
What a matchup this is. You got champion versus champion. Helmsley, the European champion, and The Rock, the Intercontinental champion. It's a big, big match.
To the great young stars currently competing here in the WWF in a big-time marquee matchup. And thanks for inviting us into your home once again here on the War Zone in a big-time knockdown by the 6'5", 275-pounder. There's a lateral press and a 2 count.
You know that's not going to get Triple H. And we're speaking of champions. Come on, JR, you're supposed to know everything. When are we going to hear from the WWF champion, Steve Austin?
If Austin said he was coming out here, I guarantee you he will be coming out here. And he'll come out here when he's damn good and ready.
Well, is he or is he not going to accept that first blood challenge? Huh?
Well,
is he?
He'll tell us, but I don't think Austin will back away from the 82nd Airborne and a neck breaker by Triple H on The Rock.
Have you ever seen a first blood match, JR?
I certainly have.
Is it gruesome?
Well,
is it gory?
You'll never forget it.
Ooh.
And The Rock forced back in the corner by Triple H, and the very aggressive Triple H, the European champion now, trying to build some momentum here. And don't forget, the ninth wonder of the world, Chyna.
Here we go.
Is on the outside, suplex over. Helmsley now measuring the Rock. He may be measuring too long. And then again, maybe not.
He got him.
And now Helmsley with a cover. And then maybe not enough body on body there as Chyna surveys the action. Near fall for Helmsley. Helmsley with the advantage. And remember, the winner will advance in the King of the Ring tournament to the semifinals to meet Dan the Beast Severn. And a DDT.
Man, big one.
The Rock striking quickly with a DDT.
I don't think that's impressing Chyna there, Rock.
Cover, 2, and that's it. Don't forget Mankind in a war with badass Billy Gunn here tonight. And that won't be for the weak at heart. Anytime you get Mankind in this sort of environment.
Oh, and JR, I wanted to ask you. Wow. Do you really think Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to have the guts to come out here and answer the challenge?
1, 2, and a 2.5. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll bet my black hat on it. I'll bet you a week's pay that he comes out here.
Oh, you will?
Absolutely.
I might take that bet.
And Rock with a scoop slam on Helmsley.
What about this Hell in a Cell that's hovering above us here? Maybe that's got something to do with Austin coming out here, do you think?
Well, it certainly could have. Wouldn't surprise me. And there's a very artistic and a very aggressive elbow right to the heart of Triple H. Again, the big-time cover. And again, Helmsley holds on, reaches down, and kicks out. Mankind, badass Billy Gunn here tonight. That ain't going to be pretty. What's Stone Cold Steve Austin going to say about Kane's First Blood Challenge for this Sunday at the King of the Ring?
What's he going to say about it? What's he going to do about it?
Well, Austin did become the toughest SOB here with some creative marketing campaign. He earned that nickname. He is what he is. He is the toughest SOB that I've ever seen here or anywhere else.
Okay, I hear you preaching there, JR. You're probably the president of his fan club. But have you ever heard somebody with the kind of confidence that Kane spoke of? I mean, somebody that says if they don't win the match, if they don't become the WWF champion, they'll set themselves on fire in the middle of the ring? Have you ever heard the likes of that?
And breathe their last breath. It is absolutely unheard of.
Well, I can't wait.
And look at the Rock now.
Watch it.
And referee Earl Hebner. Rock doesn't want to get disqualified here. That would not be a very bright move for a very intelligent athlete.
Don't hit Earl in the head either. Speaking of heads, what about that idiot Al Snow? I want to tell everybody out there, people learn from Al Snow's parents' mistakes. Use birth control. He accepted my challenge, didn't he?
Al Snow and Head will meet too much this Sunday.
And a big surprise for Al Snow and his head.
Look at Triple H fight back. There's some rights. A succession of them. And a forearm shot to the forehead of the Rock. I guarantee you, X-Pac would love to get his hands on Owen Hart at the King of the Ring. If that could be arranged. Well, there's some bad blood brewing between this nation and the DX, as I said, up and down the line.
Look out! Ooh!
Vintage counter move by Helmsley. And Helmsley, the leader of DX, has got an attitude.
He almost took the Rock's head off.
He's also got the European title, and he'd like to be the first man in WWF history to be the King of the Ring twice.
What are we going to have here now? Watch it.
Oh, the Rock blocked it. Ooh! But Helmsley couldn't. And Helmsley got a nose full of the steel steps. The Rock wouldn't care to win this one by count out. That's how Helmsley advanced last week.
Hey, look at this!
Well, wait just a minute here.
Rock. You got company there, Rock. Oh, no!
And turn it on!
Can you believe it?
The 200-pounder.
A picture-perfect DDT.
And it may be enough. 1,
thank you, Chyna.
2.5.
What?
Boy, that was close.
She can't believe it. Look.
Boy, she's an amazing human being. No wonder that she's called the ninth wonder of the world. And a sleeper now. Helmsley with a sleeper on the Rock. And look at the Rock's eyes. Getting heavy.
He's getting drowsy.
Let's apply the brains. Been restricted here. And now Chyna's got some gold. I think that's the European title of Triple H.
There's no stopping Chyna. She's up to something else. Look at her. I love her.
Rock finally frees himself.
Whoa!
And counters, buying himself some time as he counters into the sleeper himself. And now Helmsley getting a little spaghetti-legged here.
What do you think Chyna's doing over here? You think she just figuring this match is almost over, that Triple H is about to win and she's got his belt ready to take it back to the locker room, or what?
I don't think it's that simple. I think she's got some evil intentions in her mind.
Oh, duh.
And when you talk about evil, the personification of evil, pick your pick. Is it Kane? Is it Mankind? Mankind still scheduled to meet Billy Gunn here tonight.
Yep. Oh, there we go.
And Helmsley going for the pedigree. And oh no, downstairs, a low blow. The referee didn't see it. The fisherman suplex after the low blow. And The Rock avenges that loss to Helmsley a few weeks ago. And more importantly, advances in the King of the Ring.
Well, look at this. Here we go.
And
we got company.
And DX is out here. They're going to try to take apart.
Wait, here comes the Nation too. We got a brawl, JR.
It is a street fight.
Mark Henry tied it up with a road dog.
DX and the Nation.
Man. Ooh.
It's fist and fire here. It's a gang fight, a street war.
Look at
with
Owen.
DX and the Nation.
Owen is all over X-Pac.
Owen and X-Pac would like to dismantle each other.
Look at Billy Gunn and the Godfather over there.
The referees and officials are in a dangerous situation here.
That'll stop even the world's strongest man.
Boom. DX and the Nation. Wait, we got to get some order here.
You knew this was going to happen, JR. You had to know this explosion was going to happen.
X-Pac wants to maim Owen Hart.
You got two groups of individuals with completely different philosophies. And let's face it, they just hate each other.
And The Rock is going to get while the getting is good.
You're going to want to join old Tennessee Lee this evening in showing the world how to roll out the red carpet for the greatest star of all. That's right, folks. He's the world's greatest singer. He's the world's greatest entertainer. Without a doubt, the world's greatest wrestler. He's Double J. Jeff Jarrett. Oh, ain't he great?
He is great. These idiots here. Did you see that sign over there that said Double J, ain't he gay? He wasn't in any of those parades out in California today. He's here in Pittsburgh.
Double J is a two-time Intercontinental Champion here in the World Wrestling Federation. Certainly will have an experience advantage in the pro ring over Ken Shamrock. And you gotta wonder, King, you've known Tennessee Lee a long, long time. He certainly is a difference maker if he chooses to interject himself.
Well, he certainly knows how to guide somebody's career to great heights. And I don't see what greater height Double J could be guided to than to be the king of the ring here tonight.
A lot of great ones have had their careers. Just 3 words. Great. Great. A lot of great superstars have really used the King of the Ring to launch their respective careers. We'll go into that as the night progresses.
His opponent in this King of the Ring tournament semi-final match from Sacramento, California, weighing 235 pounds, the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock.
2 points here before this match gets started. Thanks to Owen Hart and the Nation, is that man's ankle 100%? And can Shamrock control his rage?
Whoa, we're going already.
And Double J and Shamrock starting it out very quickly here. Remember, it's a single elimination tournament. The winners advance. You can win by pinfall, submission, count out, King, or disqualification.
And you started to make a point there, JR, where for once I may agree with you. Ken Shamrock's, his own lack of ability to control his emotions may be his biggest cause for him to get defeated. I mean, he could be his own worst enemy. Now, I think Double J realizes that. That's probably why he sort of jumped on Ken Shamrock there to get things started. Oh, trying to get Shamrock ticked off, or maybe he'll snap.
Shamrock bigger and stronger than Double J. Double J's got to use that experience advantage and his quickness to try to avoid some of those high-impact moves by Shamrock. But now Shamrock, with Double J locked up, a suplex, and now the cover.
Come on.
And Double J got his shoulder off the canvas. Certainly both men like to work on the lower extremities. Shamrock could be looking for the ankle lock submission. Double J likes to utilize the figure 4 leg lock.
Ooh, good move, Double J.
Double J with that swinging neck breaker. You got to think Shamrock here is going to try to use his physicality in this matchup. I remember May 1997, it was Shamrock and Vader. Vader got his nose broken in 5 places by Shamrock. And Double J right now, however, using quickness, his resourcefulness to keep Shamrock off balance. It was downstairs and then the drop kick.
You remember everything, don't you, JR? I bet you go around reminding elephants of stuff they forgot. Oh!
Hard kick by Shamrock, catching, again, Double J in the face, and Shamrock looks like he's either got something in his eye or his eye is maybe swelling shut.
He did get something in his eye a while ago. It was Double J's fist. I think you're just like most other people. You're expecting a Ken Shamrock, Dan Severn finals here. Like I said before, Double J's going to have something to say about it. Probably so is The Rock.
Shamrock is a man that has great rage, as we talked about. He's got to control that rage. Here's a kid that never knew his biological father did Shamrock. Ran away from home at the age of 10, was sleeping in abandoned cars when most kids were in junior high school or in the Cub Scouts.
Well, let me ask you this. Why is all of that hard luck story Double J's fault?
I didn't say it was Double J's fault.
Well, you're acting like Shamrock should take it out on Double J.
I'm just saying the guy's had a very storied past, very hard upbringing. This is all he knows is to compete, to survive, and Double J he was raised in affluency. You know how Double J was raised in Hendersonville. He never wanted for anything.
So, nothing wrong with that. Lived in a big mansion, that's all right. Still does. He's successful. The other guy brought himself up from the gutter, and I think he's getting homesick.
Tennessee Lee there, distracting, and Double J able to chop block the knee of Shamrock. And now Double J, we'll see what kind of master strategy Double J and now Tennessee will use.
Work on that ankle, it's weak.
That's exactly it. They're focusing on Shamrock's injured ankle, or Double J legally and Tennessee Lee illegally.
Soften it up and then get the figure 4.
As we said earlier, thanks to Owen Hart and the Nation, Shamrock's ankle was shattered. He missed several weeks of action, had his ankle in a cast for weeks. And now look at Double J there, now focusing on the knee and the ankle. Look at the torque on the knee, and look at the bend in the ankle.
Hey, ref, get Shamrock's hands off Double J's face.
Double J better break it.
What are you doing?
Tim White just did Double J a favor, but Tennessee Lee is not doing Shamrock any favors.
That ankle right into the metal ring post. How'd that feel, Kenny boy?
Double J gets disqualified here. It's the same as a pinfall or a submission loss.
Poor old Shamrock. If he were to become king of the ring, he couldn't even call his old man and tell him about it, could he? Don't even know where he is.
I don't find that particularly funny or entertaining, as a matter of fact.
Oh, you don't?
No.
I'm not trying to be. I'm just being truthful.
Double J walked right into the big elbow at Shamrock. And then Shamrock comes right back with another shot to the jaw. Double J may get that jaw unhinged here. And again, Shamrock aiming for the jaw. May have caught the shoulder or the collarbone. And again, going back to the head.
Uh-oh. You got trouble, Double J.
Shamrock the aggressor. Shamrock controlling the pace. Power slam, will that get it? And not enough weight on Double J's shoulders there.
Tennessee, do something.
I think he's done plenty. He's sweating like Jimmy Swaggart at a deposition.
Huh?
And now, oh, the Hurricane Rana. And, oh, there it is. The ankle lock. And Double J quickly taps out. What? Here comes Tennessee. Tennessee. Awesome Flex. The world's most dangerous man has just fought his way into the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. But who will it be? Will it be the Beast, Dan Severn, or will it be The Rock?
That hold ought to be banned, JR.
Shamrock limping there.
Ken Shamrock, 1 down, 1 to go.
That's right. I got one more peak to climb. And I didn't come here to be second best. And I'm not gonna be.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is a semifinal match in the King of the Ring tournament. Introducing first, accompanied by fellow nation members, the Godfather, and the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, weighing 270 pounds, the World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Champion, The Rock.
He is the youngest ever Intercontinental Champion, a blue chipper to say the least. He's been a winner in every athletic competition at every level as the first third-generation star in WWF history, and it looks like the Rock's henchman, the Godfather and the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, are going to be politely asked to return to the locker room.
Come on, that ain't right. Hey, where's D'Lo anyway?
You know, D'Lo Brown, who's normally at the side of the disciples of The Rock, has been injured, thanks to Dan the Beast Severn. Matter of fact, D'Lo had his pectoral muscles ripped in a King of the Ring qualifying matchup in one of the many devastating submission holds that Severn has perfected.
Right, that Severn is a beast if you ask me.
And shut your mouth.
No place for him or Ken Shamrock around here.
His opponent, from Coldwater, Michigan, weighing 250 pounds, Dan the Beast Severn.
Just take a look at that guy. Look at the jaw. Look at the emotionless face there. How would he look wearing a crown, JR? Or Ken Shamrock, either for that matter.
Well, he is no frills, a gray t-shirt, laden with perspiration, and we mentioned earlier that D'Lo Brown was injured at the hands of Dan the Beast Severn. Here's how it happened, and D'Lo said no, but watch Severn crank back on it right here.
Right, there went his pectoral muscles. Listen to the pain and agony in his voice. Muscles ripped away from his rib cage. That ought to be due a suspension right there for this Indian.
Well, when the bell rings, this guy doesn't become a nice guy with a college education and an industrial arts teacher, which he was educated to do. He becomes a beast. He defeated 2 nation members to get here, D'Lo Brown and Owen Hart.
Well, let me tell you something. The Rock ain't chopped liver.
Oh,
the
I know
Rock
that.
ain't in there to do anything but win and advance on, because The Rock would love to be the king of the ring. Oh, look at Rock!
Takedown by Severn. Severn has an amazing history in wrestling and in combat. He's won 85 wrestling titles since high school in amateur international competition all over the world. He was a UFC super fight champion, was Dan the Beast Severn. A quick go behind now and a takedown.
That's right, and Rocky knows all of the credentials of Dan Severn, and Rocky knows to stay close to the ropes. Look at that sit out by The Rock, and that's a smart move. Stay close to the ropes, Rock.
Rock is a very, very intelligent young man, another young man that earned his college degree at the University of Miami. We talked about his grandfather on many occasions, one of the toughest ever in the game, the High Chief Peter Maivia. And of course, there, look at Severn taking down The Rock any way he can. Now he's going to try to wrench that knee right here. And The Rock at 6'5", able to reach into those ropes. And Rock with some degree, and rightfully so, of frustration here.
Oh, he's all right.
This is our second semifinal matchup. The winner of this match will meet Ken Shamrock later tonight here at the King of the Ring.
Now this match is not for the Intercontinental title also, is it?
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
Look at that move.
The Rock taking a shortcut and coming back with the right hand.
What do you mean shortcut? That's scientific wrestling. This will make The Rock's parents proud. They're watching tonight.
The Rock obviously could not out-wrestle on an amateur level Dan the Beast Severn. But now we're not talking about catch as catch can here. The Rock is basically taking it to the street.
That's all that matters. Getting the job done, JR. Look out!
Rock a little overzealous that time, and the veteran Dan the Beast Severn sizing up the Rock. That's a fireman carry takeover. And now Severn, he'll work on the joint. Severn likes to go to a joint, whether it be the elbow, the ankle, or the knee.
That's different from some of the joints you frequent, huh?
Well, that's not quite necessary.
Look at that. What is that? Trying to choke him.
No choke whatsoever there. Mike Chioda. It doesn't really matter. The Rock he's hovering ever so closely to those ropes.
That's smart.
That's a smart one right there too. The Rock using his ring savvy and a hard clothesline, knocking down the Beast and the Rock.
Oh, think to lay down some smack.
I think he's gonna lay the smack down with one of those artistic elbows. Rock is mocking and making some fun of Dan the Beast Severn.
I was in Cleveland yesterday, JR, and I spoke with an entire baseball team of 17-year-old guys. They said The Rock is without a doubt their favorite. They love it when he lays down the smack. They love it when he drops that elbow on him.
The suplex and a 2.5 count there by The Rock. Rock has thrown any scientific wrestling out the window here.
And he's being effective. Don't say he's not. Oh!
And Severn,
cheap shot.
Uncharacteristically,
throwing punches.
You rarely see Severn even throw a punch. That's not his forte. And of course, we've mentioned on many occasions in building to this tournament, a lot of folks anticipating Severn and Shamrock in the finals. They've met twice in the Ultimate Fighting world, and what a knockdown. Both men knocked down. What a collision there.
Severn's used to be down like that. You say he's not used to throwing punches. You're right, he's used to catching them. He's going to be catching a few.
Wait a minute. Hey, the Godfather is back here, Mark Henry. And wait just a minute. There's D'Lo Brown.
Look at this.
What's he got? D'Lo Brown up on top with a frog splash.
Man.
D'Lo Brown wearing some sort of protective device or something. I don't know what that is on his chest. But he just nails Dan Severn with that frog splash and may have busted Severn up, and The Rock gets the Duke.
Man. Rock is cooking.
Here is your winner, The Rock.
What goes around comes around, JR. Dan Severn did a number on D'Lo's pectoral muscles while D'Lo might have just broke all of Dan Severn's ribs.
So it sets up a King of the Ring final. The Rock and Ken Shamrock. And certainly those two men are no strangers to each other. And they have got a great rivalry.
Look at Severn. I think he may have some cracked ribs.
Big victory here. Now you got to take on a very confident and intense Ken Shamrock in the final.
What you need to do is finally shut your mouth and know your role. Ken Shamrock, you talk about climbing mountains, but The Rock ain't hearing that, Jack. In order to climb any mountains around here, The Rock is going to make sure you go through this man and a half. And before you reach any damn peak or valley, The Rock is going to make sure you hit rock bottom.
Now look, JR, when Triple H comes over and sits down to do commentary, don't try to suck up to him and try to be loud and all that stuff.
The King of the Ring.
Shut your mouth.
This contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
You said Triple H has had problems with The Rock. What about Shamrock? Shamrock and The Rock's problems go way back.
Do you mean the Croc?
Triple H is here. He is geared up, headsets on, ready to rock, so to speak.
I got the headset on, but the last thing I'm doing is ready to rock. I'm here to see The Rock get his butt kicked all over this building by Shamrock. Maybe.
The Rock says know your damn role.
So the winner of this match will be the 1998 King of the Ring, and we were talking as you were on your way out here that the King of the Ring has a way of helping elevate careers. Would you agree that it helped elevate yours after last year's victory?
Oh, it helps elevate everybody's career. Look at Stone Cold Steve Austin. Look at Triple H. King of the Ring is without a doubt a stepping stone to the top rung in this business. You just can't pose in any nudie magazines and they take your crown away.
His opponent from Sacramento, California, weighing 245 pounds, the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock.
Ken Shamrock with a very outstanding ovation. Look at the eyes of Shamrock. What do you think he's thinking about right now, Triple H?
He's probably in the zone, either that or he's thinking about that ham sandwich he had earlier today, which is starting to come up around his chest area. He's got to have butterflies right now, because this is the King of the Ring. This is going to determine who's the man right here.
This is the finals. As we said, it's been a tough journey. 16 men started, 8 qualified, 4 made it here tonight. There are 2 remaining. That man, Ken Shamrock and The Rock.
And keep it clear, this is the WWF. These are athletes. These are not old men stumbling around the ring. This is where the athletes go, and this is going to determine who is the king.
You know what I think Shamrock, no offense taken, it's good to be the king. Nobody knows more than I do. Look at Shamrock. I'll tell you what I think he's really thinking. I think he's thinking this is the biggest match of my entire life, and I got a bad ankle. He's worried about that, JR.
That ankle's got to be an issue, and you know The Rock, very well aware that Shamrock got that ankle dinged earlier tonight.
Oh, he's trying to
Rocky better hope up Shamrock doesn't end up with that ankle shoved way up between those 2 gluteal cheeks of his.
We can all remember what happened back in the Survivor Series in Montreal last year. Shamrock was a one-man band and eliminated 2 members of the Nation, including The Rock.
Now, when you say he was a one-man band, do you mean he played his own instrument?
Well, not quite. It was a figure of speech, if you know what I mean.
2 words, JR.
I got it.
Own instrument.
Shamrock's got to control his rage, his temper, and stay in his zone and not jump out of it. Remember, you can lose this match by disqualification or a count out. Don't want that to happen. Pace has quickened here. Oh, Shamrock scores with a martial arts kick right to the solar plexus. And The Rock is going to distance himself here one way or the other from the world's most dangerous man.
Well, you can't say that sometimes that's not a smart move. It's better to be a coward for a minute than dead for the rest of your life. Now, let me ask you this, Triple H. I know you're not really crazy about seeing The Rock win this, but in one point of view, if The Rock did win and become the King of the Ring, and then later on you go out and kick his butt, look how great that makes you look.
It doesn't matter which one of these guys wins this. I'll walk in that ring, kick Ken Shamrock's butt. I'll walk in that ring, kicking Rocky Maivia's butt. It doesn't matter to me.
He'd really rather be called The Rock.
He can be called, well, this is a family show,
I like
right?
the Croc, that was good.
The Croc, he's full of it, all right.
China has joined our Spanish commentators.
¿Está bien? No te miro entonces.
Take no crap from those guys, China.
¿Está bien? No la miramos entonces.
No eres mi tipo.
¿Pero qué tú crees de esta lucha? ¿Qué tú crees de esta lucha? ¿Quién tú crees que va a ganar en el ring?
A mí me da igual quién va a ganar, porque tú sabes que en cualquier momento alguien puede entrar de DX.
Hey, wait a minute. Did I just mean to say that?
I don't think you did, but be that as it may, we're live. And The Rock, Shamrock sidestepped The Rock, and over he went to the Intercontinental Champion. Maivia's had some injury issues to address. He is 100%. However, here tonight, can't say the same for Shamrock. At least that's our suspicion, that the ankle that Owen Hart and the Nation almost destroyed has been aggravated again.
Well, so far, Shamrock's done a good job of keeping The Rock away from his ankle. He better continue to do that, or it could cost him the King of the Ring after he's worked so hard.
We haven't talked about Stone Cold Steve Austin's hospitalization. He was hospitalized last week for 3 days with a high fever and a severe staph infection.
Just keep your mind on your business. You keep your mind on your business right there. You don't want none of me, Fuzzy Top. You don't want none of me. I'm telling you right now. You get your...
Come on here. Well, I had a feeling something like that might happen. And Shamrock and The Rock now are... We got...
JR, I think you instigated that.
I didn't do a damn thing to instigate anything.
Watch it, watch it.
Look out. Shamrock is going to snap here, and he may call The Rock with a low blow there. I don't know if the referee was too close to see it, maybe. Triple H is trying to get his headset back operable. And Shamrock now at a disadvantage as The Rock has regained control here.
Are you unplugged, Triple H?
Testes, 1, 2,
yeah, you're on.
3.
Yep, you're on.
Testes.
You're on.
Okay.
A little skirmish we can live without. But there's a hard suplex by Shamrock, who floats over and looks for 3, but finds only 2.
I'll tell you what, Rocky Maivia better save a little bit for after this is done. He and I are going to have a couple words in the back.
And oh, Shamrock got he's got his wrist hung up in the ropes.
That could end the match right there.
And now Shamrock right out here in front of us.
Not again.
He ain't gonna pie face me. I'll tell you right now, I'll knock him out too.
Here comes The Rock.
Triple H back up here.
Look out, Shamrock just took a right hand to the face. And it's all reversed. Ooh! And The Rock, he catapulted off the steel with a clothesline.
You want some more?
Now take it easy here.
Come on, JR. Assert yourself.
Well, I'm not the assertive kind, actually.
I've heard that.
Ooh! Shamrock.
I'll tell you, Rocky's lucky that my middle name is Sportsmanship, or I'd get up and end this foray right now by sticking my right boot up Rocky's ass.
Well, I wish you wouldn't do that.
I wish I wouldn't either. These are nice boots.
So does The Rock.
Shamrock's got that. Shamrock's re-injured that ankle. I noticed he was really limping, trying to get up there. And let's see if The Rock can capitalize on the injury to Shamrock. Look at Shamrock. He's hopping. He's skipping.
Well, we knew that was going to happen. It's just a matter of time before The Rock zeroed in on that ankle. Out.
Swinging neck breaker with a lot of authority. A very lax press. Somewhat arrogant in the cover was The Rock.
Here's where Shamrock gets the test. Let's see if he can suck it up, so to speak.
Shamrock, who knows no quit. He won't back up, will Shamrock. And he's fighting with everything he's got on one leg here. Couldn't connect with the right hand, and that could be all. Woo! Man, Shamrock's head driven into the canvas with a DDT. And Rock, oh my, that's a close near fall there. And Rock seems to be getting a little frustrated, Hunter.
I'll tell you what, this is a hell of a match right here. Rocky should be frustrated. Shamrock's showing he's pretty tough in there. He's got more than I thought he had, you know. A lot of guys lay down on stuff like that. Not Ken Shamrock.
I'll tell you what, the athletes in the WWF are beyond compare as far as playing through an injury or playing when they're hurt, competing when they're hurting. That's what Shamrock is doing here. Everybody's had it. You've done it. It's just the way that it is here in the World Wrestling Federation.
That's what separates champions from losers in the WWF. Not how much stroke you got with the guy running the show. Not how much you can stick your nose up somebody's butt that's running the show. It's about who's got it in that ring.
Does Shamrock have it? Does he have enough? We know he has it, but does he have enough left here? And The Rock now going for another cover. The Rock is a magnificent athlete.
He's a thoroughbred.
Oh, man, he is. You like him or you don't. You got to admire his athleticism. And now it just may be a matter of time.
What do you think The Rock's parents are thinking in Tampa right now, JR? Uh-oh, here it comes.
Well, I'm sure they're pulling for him, and rightfully so.
Yo!
And another lax cover with that could be, oh! Man, that was a I'd like to see how close that one was. Referee Chioda must have been just inches away from a 3 count. One of several 3 counts that The Rock has earned here.
Why don't you run up there, Jim Ross, drop your pants, and measure just how close it was?
Well, I'd rather not. King, you know, he's an experienced official. You saw him earlier in that travesty that only set our business back about, I don't know, 20 years.
Right. Well, you know, hey, some attempts at humor are missed by everybody. I liked it.
Thank you. And I got 2 words for you, JR.
All right.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this match. You can't, you know, I like to talk about The Rock, but you can't count Shamrock. Shamrock can beat you quickly. I mean, in a flash, out of nowhere, you can have your leg locked into that submission hold. It's just like Double J while ago. Double J had the upper hand, and then bang, he was beat.
Shamrock will fight his way back up here. And he's going back to what he learned in the streets. That's just a hand-to-hand physical combat. And again, a DDT. The second one. This guy gotta be it here. I can't believe this guy. Shamrock kicked out before 3.
I dare Rocky Maivia to give a serious cover.
I guess Shamrock got dropped on his head a lot in the streets, huh, JR? What about these sob stories, Hunter, that JR tells about these guys in their background? Their fathers ran away from home. They had it tough. Hey, look, when life hands you a lemon, throw it at somebody.
Right.
And there's a suplex. They're true stories.
Who really cares? Who really cares?
Well,
do you think I
care.
give a crap if Kenny Shamrock's family dumped him when he was a kid? I probably dumped him too. I don't care what these sob stories, it doesn't matter except for what's happening today right here in this ring.
Both men are down. Now this is an interesting situation. What if both men are counted out?
But The Rock is out.
Do we go overtime?
6. Or maybe Hunter would remain the king of the ring from last year.
Which is what should happen anyway.
Seeing some movement here at 8. They're gutting it out here. They're moving at 9. And
They're up. They're up.
Both. There was a 9 count there. Shamrock meeting The Rock.
Here comes Shamrock. He's getting a second win.
And the Irishman
He's snapping.
is reaching down.
He's snapping.
He drilled him. That could be. Oh, no, it's not.
Did you see The Rock? The Rock had his eyes right on the hand of the referee. He knew where he was at. He wasn't out of it. He watched and
mark
waited
of a
to
ring
the very
general.
last second.
He knows where that referee is every second.
Suplex this time got another 2. The tables have turned here. And now it is Shamrock seemingly in control. But here comes The Rock right back.
Ooh. The interesting thing is how tough both these guys are, but neither one tougher than me. That's amazing, isn't it?
It's a real fun fact.
I'm full of fun facts.
And that's got to be it. That's got to be. He didn't get it.
No doubt about the fact that both of these guys want to be the king of the ring.
This shows you just how important being king of the ring is right here. Both these guys are pulling out everything in their arsenal to win this.
And they're about to get exhausted here.
The Rock must think that he's got to knock Shamrock out to win this thing.
That'd be a good idea.
They've already competed once earlier tonight. And again, Rock looking for a DDT.
He's hooked.
And Shamrock countered. No!
Woo! How close was that, Hunter?
Too close to call. Too close to call.
And the fatigue, as you mentioned, King, got to be setting in here on these 2 guys. They're competing in a doubleheader here tonight at the King of the Ring.
You can see the fatigue setting in now, though.
Shamrock doesn't have the sting in those punches he had in his first match with Double J. Hard clothesline. This time it's a good snub cover and what a near fall.
The cover was good then, but the ammunition beforehand was just not enough.
They're slower and slower getting up. Are these 2 magnificent athletes? Look at the speed. They've lost a step. They just beat the hell out of each other. There's a cover again. And again, we got a near. Nobody's going to stay down here.
You got to give them both credit.
I'll tell you what, you look around at these people, there's not a person sitting down in here. They're all on the edge of their seats. Well, there's a couple people sitting down.
And The Rock now.
That could do it.
The hot shot might get it done. No.
How can that referee stop that count.
The King of the Ring Championship
on
the line here.
Now Rocky's frustrated. I don't blame him.
Don't want to be stupid and get yourself disqualified.
I would have already counted this.
Oh, look at him! Shamrock! Shamrock!
There it is.
Ankle lock! Ankle lock!
He's screaming like a girl. Look at him. Rocky Maivia is screaming like a broad.
This is it.
Bring it.
He tapped! Shamrock!